Morning everyone, it's Cargo Bike Life here again. Got an update on the Shit Hits the Fan bicycle. When I started the project, I was applying the camouflage duct tape, and a friend of mine sent me a comment on one of my videos, asked me if the camouflage duct tape was UV resistant. So I started doing some research into that, and it turns out that the tape is not. Unless duct tape says UV resistant on the packaging, it is not actually UV resistant, and what happens is the UV light breaks down the tape, the weave in it. It starts to de-stress it, and what eventually happens is it becomes a sticky, goopy mess, and it fades out and it starts falling apart. So when I learned that, I decided that I did not want a sticky, goopy mess all over this bicycle. So I went a different route. I went and I got a can of Rust-Oleum truck bed pro grade. It's a truck bed coating. It just sprays on. It took this one can. There's a little bit left, but it took a can to do this small little folding bike. And as you can see here, I've done the frame, the handlebars, and the fork. And to apply that, all you really have to do is sand the clear coat off and then rough up the paint underneath. I used some 80 grit sandpaper and roughed it all up and sprayed it all down. It took me about a week to get it all done, working a little bit here and a little bit there. But I've been over here at the shop today and I've put it all back together. Truck bed coating is pretty durable, so I'm waiting to see how it does out in the sun. And I think the only thing that'll happen to it in the sun is it might fade a little bit. It won't be like super black. It'll just be like faded. But that's what I decided to do for the paint job on this, and that's as far as I'm going to take the camouflage on this, because I'm going to use this bike every day for a commuter going to work. But I've got the frame, the fork, the handlebars. It's all coated. It's all had proper amount of time to dry, which is 3 days according to the can. And I've just been over here cleaning parts and reassembling. I still got to do the wheels and put my brake levers on there, my shifter, my hand grips, my chain. But everything that's on there right now has already been cleaned, re-greased. All the bearings in here were cleaned and re-greased. Everything's coming together good. I'm just going to leave it black and the chrome, I guess you would call it, chrome seat post. I lucked out yesterday at Goodwill. Got this Cloud 9 seat, which is my favorite bicycle seat, for like $4. It didn't have the guts underneath to attach it to the seat post, but I took the guts out of the seat that came on the bike. The seat that came on the bike was kind of small, but Cloud 9, they make great seats, and I love their seats. So I just wanted to give you a little upgrade, and I wanted to show you this tool I got. These are called nippets, and what they are is they're a little pair of cutters. I don't know where you get them. These were given to me by a friend of mine, and I just attached my bottle cage right here. And what nippets allow you to do is, I attached it with zip ties, and the nippets allow you to get right up on the zip tie, and it gives it a very, very clean cut, and they cut really nice. I mean, they just cut right through there. Nice flush cut, so you don't have any little burrs sticking out. And nippets, I mean, when they cut, it's a very clean, nice little cut it gives, and they work really well. I don't know where you get them, but that's what he called them. He said they were nippets, and they're really nice to have for cutting zip ties. I mean, they work really, really well. So that's my update. There'll be another video later today when I get the whole thing finished, because I'm going to finish it today. But I just wanted to show you what I did for the frame instead of the duct tape. I got the truck bed coating on there. And I wanted to show you Um, something else I picked up at Goodwill the other day. I thought this was pretty cool. Put this camera over here. Let's see if I can get it in. I'll move the camera down a little bit. You see that pretty good. That's a Schwinn Clear Creek. I think it's basically probably a Walmart bike, but it was like 15 bucks at Goodwill, and it's very dirty. The chain is rusted. The front derailleur is rusted. The freewheel on the back is rusted. But I will get it all taken apart, cleaned up, and it'll become another bike to sell. I mean, it's got everything. Everything's there. It just needs cleaned up. But that was a pretty good find for 15 bucks. Tires are a little dry rotted. I can see some dry rot in there, but we'll just get some different tires and put it on there. So, just wanted to show you that. I thought it was pretty cool. And then I wanted to give you a little update about the bike industry that I learned yesterday. Went to a local bike shop to get a part for the bike I'm putting together for my son to ride, and was talking to the guys there about parts and bikes, and their showroom is very empty compared to what it used to be. And asked the guy, are parts coming in? And he was like, no, they're slowly trickling in, but there's not that many. And I said, well, that's not going to be good for the bike industry, because that's going to make parts, the prices on them are going to soar. And he said, yeah, they're already going way, way up. He said, and the bikes are even getting more expensive, because when there's a demand for stuff and the supply is limited, the price always goes up. I mean, that's just economics. That's the way it works. But he said that they were told that the bike industry would not recover from the state it's in until 2023. So if that's true, if that happens by next year, as we're going through 2022, I mean, what's going to happen? Is parts and bikes going to get so expensive that people stop riding, that people can no longer afford bicycles? Is it going to be like the end of the bicycle industry? I mean, I sure hope not, because I love bikes, man, and I really can't picture a world without bicycles. So if you're out there and you see a bike that you can get for cheap, like that Schwinn I picked up, even if it's not all there, or if it can't all be repaired to ride again, and it's cheap enough, maybe you should buy it and salvage whatever parts you can. You see someone throwing away a bike, like a bike out in front of someone's house waiting to go in the trash, or you go by your local scrapyard, and you see some bikes there and you can buy them off them for a reasonable price, or you go to a yard sale and there's a bike, you might want to start buying them and taking them apart and just cleaning all the parts, like all the bearings and cranks, brakes, brake pads, whatever you can salvage, shifters, and just get them and hold on to them, because it sounds to me like the bike industry might be in a little trouble if they can't produce parts fast enough. And I know right now they're really hurting. So I just wanted to give you that little update, maybe put a little thought in your head to salvage whatever you can. That's all I have for this video at this time. I'll post another video later today when I get this bike completely finished. I still have a lot of work to do to get the wheel sets ready and everything. So, this Cargo Bike Life signing out. Y'all have fun. Be careful. Ride safe.